So today, I feel like I'm in touch with my feminine side. You know, one of them true men wear pink and that. There's no rules. I can do what I want. But today, no, on a level, people, today we're going to be checking out 4 Aussie females, 4 Aussie MCs. 3 of them that I have seen before. No, sorry, 3 of them who I have not seen before. 1 of them who I have and have spoken to on a regular basis. But we'll come on to that in a bit. And just to be clear, I'm going to be reviewing these MCs based on their ability and what I think of them, not just because they're female. You're not going to hear, for a female, this is good. I'm going to do my best to not allow myself to say anything along those lines in today's videos. So without further ado, let's get into our first artist. Alright, first one we've got is Simp Bedlam, which is a name that I have never heard of before, but when I put this out on Instagram and asked for some Aussie female names, this is one that probably come up the most. So again, I don't know what track to pick because I didn't want to preview anything. I don't know what to expect when I'm going in here, but yeah, this is a freestyle of some sort. It's only a minute and a half, so yeah, let's see.
Yeah, alright, let's get it. I'm a power achiever, just chewed through a mountain of pizza.
Just chewed through a mountain of pizza. You know what? That's what we're really about. We're just trying to eat. Okay.
The lounge, come peep the leaning tower of Eastwa. Speed love, feminine, Aussie, iconic, gonna bag the win. Ironic, cause I'm buzzing like I'm Aussie, watch a Catholic king. Me and my cozy with some lollies and a pack of winnies. Nah.
It's interesting how she fills some of the gaps by extending the syllables. So instead of it's like like not mimicking the flow, but kind of extending that syllable to fill the gaps. I think that's quite interesting.
That country to rest when I lost my calm, and I burn like the fervent inferno of Notre Dame. Too soon? Hell nah. New moon, fresh bars, no money in my wallet, but a pocket full of sunshine. Knock a rock solid, never comprehend my punchlines. But
she shows a fair bit of charisma and character through her bars, like just in how she's saying certain things and her cadence. You can hear a little bit of her personality in some ways, you know. I get a very confident vibes from her here, and so far I'm enjoying it.
But I make it look easy, eh? That's a hint for the Sherlock, not too much at home. So if you're still up in La La Land, here's the help from an Emma that constantly wants to be stoned. Modesty's got to be known.
Wait, there's some bars in here as well, don't get twisted. There's some bars in here.
Chick rapper, should this be allowed? I'm harder to shut up than Izzy for loud. Spiritually sound, when misery pounds, bitch can't get me down cause I'm already grounded. No rip off when I lift off, I'm the best thing in a zip block since tip top. If you wanna talk God's hip hop, I fizz pop like Barocca with a twist top.
And that cold stare at the end. You know what? Simp Bedlam actually killed that freestyle. Got 1 down, and I'm happy so far. Alright, next one we got here is Lauren, or Lauren SGZ. I believe I've seen about, or SGZ. This is actually in affiliation with No One Network, and I know that Nerve has worked closely with her here. Funny enough, I actually see this promoted on No One Network's Instagram page, and maybe even some behind the scenes footage I want to say I've seen, but I've not actually listened to the song, which is wrong with me. But you know what? This is a great opportunity to go check it out. So yeah, let's get into this one. Those drums knock. Here she comes.
Already crossed the line and used to let the star cheat. All these motherfuckers, they stay watching, have a look. See, know you want this cookie. I got the best pussy.
Let's go. Let's go. First off, you got Nerve making a cameo looking like, oh no, forearms the size of his thighs. That's a bit crazy, yo.
I'm just busy making plans. I need motivated. Said I won't pay. Shit, I know my work. I don't need to wait. I've been down in the dirt. Know my hurt, yeah, feel my pain.
You know what? I hate to say it, but I'm gonna make some comparisons to Nerve here in terms of another artist actually who's able to present their personality through their music. That fine line between having fun with it, but take me serious because I'm a real MC out here. And then just that big energy sound. And if this was produced by Nerve, you can understand that as well. Rah! We're coming out with gymnastics. I am waiting for pike folds. I am looking for bridges. And I am waiting for a full floor routine. The pommel horse will be coming out in a minute. I am looking for straddle jumps. Ross, she come out with gymnastics in the video.
I got the best goods. Bending back.
Right. Nerve don't want none of this smoke. Directed by Carl Golly, produced by Nerve. Yeah, man. This is actually such a sick track. Like, it screams No One Network. It screams we are gonna unapologetically be ourselves and we're gonna have fun with it. But just because we're messing around doesn't mean that you shouldn't take us seriously. So 2 reactions in, and both tracks I have enjoyed so far. Okay, next MC we got is Queens. I'm unsure if I've checked her out before. Something tells me I might have checked her shit before. Maybe even if it weren't a reaction, maybe I have checked it. But I don't think I've checked this. We'll find out anyway. But this is Life Behind Bars, episode 28. Again, with the kind of songs I'm picking from these artists, it's a little bit of an ip-dip do, to be fair. Again, I don't know what I'm walking into, but yeah, let's see what we got with this one. Beyond those
Picture perfect, my life when they all see me working. I'm curving all these bitches like I am the new divergent, new but certain. I am never gonna lose my purpose, lose my worthy worth, as you know that I can't be fucking perfect.
Oi, 1 minute. I've said about Wombat before being the king of multis, but queen of multis. Listen to that rhyming scheme. That is crazy.
When they all see me working, I'm curving all these bitches like I am the new divergent, new but certain. I am never gonna lose my purpose, lose my worthy worth, as you know that I can't be fucking perfect.
She, for the most part there, was on a 4-syllable multi-rhyming scheme there. That's crazy. I know dons that struggle with a 2-syllable rhyming scheme, let alone 4.
Didn't you know that I wasn't a star? What happened? Shit for hits, some accident shit. I'm never gonna quit in this game unless an accident hits. Actually, bitch, can you tell me where the...
By the way, the video is such a simple concept, but it's so dope. To my knowledge, based on what I know of videography, obviously this film clip looks like it's in slow motion, but she's spitting in time with a song, meaning that they must have sped the tempo of the actual finished thing up first, then have filmed it, and then through the editing process have slowed it down to like 70 or 80%. I don't know where they've slowed it down to, hence giving the effect that she's in time but in slow motion at the same time. Wordish.
I'm killing cats, can someone tell me where these bitches at? Speaking facts on tracks to show you not the fucking slack of rap. Or fucking lack on bars, shut it down like a fucking Mardi Gras. I'm in the first place, yeah, never the last. That's why I'm spitting these.
Mardi Gras. Okay, Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is a festival, right?
Deal with yours, I deal with mine. I made a better time.
There's just this feeling of quiet confidence. Like, she's not in your face with it, but there's a lot of power behind what she's saying with each statement.
This is up behind bars. Yeah, it's Queens, check it.
You know what? That's my favorite one so far. I can't lie. That, out of the 3 I've reacted to so far, that is probably my favorite so far. Queens killed that one. Shout yourself out. Number 4 on the list, Swiftboy. She has a couple of newer songs, but this is the one that a couple people recommended. Where, like, when I said name some Aussie female MCs, they actually said this song in particular. So this is the one I'm gonna check out.
Look at my eyes, you know I'm not fucking around. Every minute I spit it, I kill it, so round for round, I'm putting it down.
Interesting flows, like a female spitter that spits fast. I've always appreciated when it has lyrical content. Like, one of my favorite artists from the UK is Lady Leisha, or Lady Leisha, and she's someone who can have that slower kind of style, but then also knows when to speed it up at the right time and then slow it back down. And that change in pace is something that, as I've talked about so many times before, just keeps you interested as a listener. So yeah, man.
Get the fuck out of my way, cause I'm gonna be. I'm just playing the bad guy villain. Pow pow, I'm getting mad high, spitting, I'm killing it up.
Again, what we've been talking about, a lot of charisma being shown through the performance.
I'm a morbid bitch, go
for the war in me, contort and twist. Fuck authority, rot the system and abort the sit. Oh, whoa, I won't thumb down. Couldn't.
You're getting a lot of these dark bars, like I'm a morbid bitch, but then it's done in this villainous way. It's kind of like that crazy villain. It's not all just dark, you know, with the instrumentation in this track as well, when you've got that jazz flavor through all of those brass instruments, and then you've got the drums of an old school boom bap beat. It pairs to make the perfect blend of this charismatic villain that she's posturing to in this video, and she plays that character very, very well, whilst also talking about personal experiences. Makes that feel believable for me as a listener. Like, that is a very, whether she's meant to or not, it seems like it's very well thought out, and that's something that I've always got to appreciate.
Oh, you didn't know I'm on a mission. You a real one, assume your position.
Can we talk about the quality of this video as well? The video is dope as fuck. This track was actually cold. Like, I've been sleeping on Swift because I'm aware of her, but I've never gone and checked out her music. I apologize for not checking your shit out sooner. And last but definitely not least, Shook. Shook is someone who I speak to on a semi-regular basis. Did a podcast with her, may or may not have a collaboration with her on a new album. Taylor is My Enemy, also known as Time. And I could react to that, but this is one that I just want to revisit because I feel like this track here that she didn't get enough attention. I remember this released around the time that I released my album, and so I didn't cover it at the time. But this is definitely one of the tracks of hers that I absolutely fuck with.
I think mama raised a crazy bitch. I ain't afraid of shit. Your gob's got my fucking name in it.
It's just so hard hitting straight off of the bat, man.
If you've got a man, I'll take him. We'll get higher than a spaceship. Then I'll fuck his brains out to home wreck your relationship, or just say we did. Like me, you can hate to live.
It's just that darker and grittier style that you get, you know, as an MC. You know, there's certain artists that do it, that go for this style, and it reminds me of that older Aussie rap that I've learned to know about. You know, that gutter rap, should you say, with that old school boom bap feel that, by the way, she produces herself. To my knowledge, it's near enough everything she's done over the last few years she produces herself. I don't know if there's any in between that was produced by someone else, but I know that she produces most of, if not all of, her own stuff. And, you know, there's not many artists doing that. Like, Nerve does that, Shook does that, Triple One do that. How many others? Can you just name me as many artists as you possibly know that produce most, if not all, of their own content? Because I know Shook's one of the few that does it and is consistent with it, dropping a track nearly every month for the year, and then drops an album. Like, that's just insane work rate.
To home wreck your relationship, or just say we did. Like me, you can hate to live. Throw your shade while I ace my bit. Know your place, I don't play, you can hate on it.
I like that the cadence when she's delivering her bars as well. It's not just the same delivery every time. It's na na na, you can hate on it. Na 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 na. Like, it switches up as she goes along, man, and it just keeps it interesting for you as a listener.
Taking its toll, I'm fucking hating these moles. Claiming queen, but they're barely evolved. I'll bury it more for being terrible. Like,
talk your shit.
Moves, you can see that the quick is the queen thing. Keeping it real, you suck dick. Shookies going nowhere, you can't fuck with this. Shookies going nowhere.
Just little inflections in her voice, like, you can't fuck with this. Like, little things like that I've always loved. It just adds that little bit of extra flavor, and it keeps you on your toes. Like, I will remember that line because of that little change in the delivery. Like, it's little things like that that just I appreciate as a fan, because it keeps me interested as the song's going along. Produced by Shook, which, produced by yourself, is one of the biggest flexes you can have anyway. You know, like that, like, yeah, man, that's so sick. There we go, there's our 5 MCs that we've checked out today. If there's any more that I haven't covered, let me know down in the comment section below. And let me know of the artists that you do know of. Have you heard of these MCs before, or is this your first time knowing about them? Feel free to go check their shit out. Links to their original videos that I reacted to in this video will be in the description of this video. I get mad confused. On a level, links to everything they're doing down in the description. I've got a new track releasing on the 25th of February 2020 called Pennies, featuring a female artist, actually, Rosie Webb, who's an absolutely dope singer. So yeah, feel free to click the link for that also in the description below, as that will be my new release coming out in just over a week's time from now. So yeah, I appreciate everyone who watches this watched this video. Appreciate you guys for watching this video, and yeah, I'll talk to you, gal. Nah, that don't work, does it? I can't say that. Talk to you, man, later.